Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Olivia Electra.
These are just random thoughts, but I think a lot of people live in a fantasy world of how they feel the opposite sex should be. They have like this ideal person in their head, so they subconsciously create this mystical person. And then once they realize the very real reality of who this person actually is, they don't exactly know how to deal with it because they no longer have their fantasy. It takes a tipping point to shatter the idealistic image that you have of someone. They feel like now this person completely changed, when in reality they were who they were all along. I mean, yeah, sometimes people do hide their true selves and manipulate you into believing they're someone they're not, but sometimes that person showed you the truth about who they are and you manipulated yourself into seeing someone different.
I have said this plenty of times. The reason why you're doing that is because you do not have control over your desires, which means that you are infatuated with that person. When you are infatuated with that person, then you ignore all their red flags. This is something normal that everyone is going to face, which is why once you learn control over yourself, you learn who you are, then you're able to keep from making this mistake. But the mistake will be made by everyone. Not just men, women will make this mistake as well, which will lead to a heartbreak down the road.
You manipulated yourself into seeing exactly what you wanted to see and believing what you wanted to believe. You just chose not to see it. I'd be willing to bet if you think back to your previous relationships that went bad, you could pick out some red flags that you should have paid attention to. They're clear to you now, but at the time you were Ray Charles to it. That person could do no wrong.
And she's absolutely right. She is absolutely right. It's called infatuation. Now, when you guys go back and you look at the mistakes that you've made before, one thing that you are going to notice is that majority of men are going to make the same exact mistake. All right. You have a fantasy what you want them to be because you are infatuated with them. But when they don't give you the response that you want, what you do is you jump into nice mode, trying to manipulate their feelings, trying to manipulate the way that they see you. People have, within the first 5 seconds of someone meeting you, what they have envisioned of you, they will keep.
That's why it's important to be very spiritually grounded. And I'm not talking about religion or particular beliefs and ideologies, because we all have different ones. What I'm talking about is being so in tune with yourself, physically and spiritually, that when your gut feelings are firing off, you listen to them rather than ignore them, because a lot of people do that. Your gut is literally a second brain, and it's always going to let you know when someone or something isn't right.
And she's absolutely right. This is why we preach MGTOW. Men go in their own way. When you go your own way, you're not supposed to be going your own way, but coming back to the internet every day talking about you're going your own way. You're actually supposed to be outside doing things, bettering yourself, whether it's eating healthy, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's picking up hobbies. Hobbies are very important because hobbies help you find your crowd. She is right. You need to spiritually connect with yourself because too many people are coming online trying to find their personality, but all you're doing is vicariously living through someone else's words.
Would you make her sign a prenup with the abundance of money you do have?
Yeah, of course.
You would make her sign. Say you're gonna marry a girl, okay? And you love her so much. Would you make her sign a prenup with the abundance of money you do have?
Yeah, of course.
You would make her sign a prenup?
Yeah, why not? Because if she was like, she's not comfortable with that, then it's like...
But she might get offended by that.
Well, if she's offended by that, then she's not the one, right?
Okay.
He's absolutely right. If she's offended by a prenup and she's offended by things that he's doing to protect himself, she is not the one. Women make their mistakes by, even when they're trying to place themselves as like independent or place themselves with value, they're still trying to place themselves as a victim. Like, all right, what if she did this? What if she does that? What if she did this? What if this happened? I'm sorry, but if a woman doesn't get along with your program, you don't marry her. It isn't, oh, this is what she want to do, I have to adjust to accommodate her. No, women think you're going to accommodate them because you always want to sleep with them. But the guy that get the woman doesn't need to accommodate with them because he has more women that want to sleep with him. That's how the game go.
I mean, it's like, is that then she's offended by it? Is that why she's there then?
Your money? What if she also made a lot of money? Like, maybe more than what you make?
Well, the laws, specifically in California, are really not in favor of men, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like a woman you could break up, they could take like half your she could do it and be like, peace.
Okay.
And he's right. This is the side that women don't look at. And the reason why they don't look at this side is because majority that are going to talk this talk, like specifically the girl that's in front of us that we're watching now, she's young. She hasn't reached a level of success. So she doesn't know the dedication that it takes in order to make the money. She's still young. But Bradley here, he's been around for years. He's been famous for years. So he understands what it takes to get to the top. Once you go through that pain, that sweat, that grinding year after year, day after day, you're not going to turn around and give it to anybody, nor are you going to marry someone who's doing the same thing as you. Two alphas don't share the same kingdom.
So you would make her sign a prenup?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think it's like, and vice versa. She was like, if she had a lot of money, she was like, sign a prenup, I'd be like, sure, I don't care.
Oh, you would sign a prenup too?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I asked her earlier.
So like he said, he will also sign a prenup if she asked him as well because of the laws that are in California. You have to realize you have to be able to take whatever you can dish out. The moment you cannot take what you're dishing out, you're lying to yourself. Like if someone was to say something about me like, Anthony, you're beta, or Anthony, you're this, I'll say 10 more things about myself that was worse than what they just said. Why? Because you have to be fully confident with who you are, but you cannot allow the thoughts of someone else to dictate what you do. Humans are fickle, which is why people love animals.
Educated you are, the less agreeable you are. Because the more educated you are, the less agreeable you are. The more successful you are, the harder you are to please.
Yeah.
The more traveled you are, the easier it is for you to get bored. So as a man,
Damn. Okay.
because
I agree with him on that. He's given off the characteristics of a woman who is successful while she has a hard time dating. It's because she's too dominant and she's too hard to please. At the same time, there's always a weaker man that's trying to pursue her that's getting this treatment. You have to understand when it comes to a woman, only your desperation will decide how she treats you. Not what comes out of your mouth. It's how desperate you are. The more desperate you are, the more she's going to have standards. But the moment you start not giving her attention at all, she drops her standards and she starts thinking, what can I do to get his attention? The moment she starts doing that, she will be able to conform. And this is for independent women, broke women, hood rats, suburban chicks. It works on them all. Just stop chasing them. Do you, whatever they have going on in their life, they'll forget about it. And all they'll be focusing on is what type of woman can I be in order to attract him.
Like, I don't know your circle of people, but my circle of people, I'm not messing with no basic ass person.
Okay, I mean, I'm just saying, and those guys that aren't basic, hold on, those guys that aren't basic, the guys that make good money or they're actually good men, guess what? They don't like being loyal. They don't like being with one girl. So you could sit there and have that mentality of, I'm only going to shoot up here, but guess what?
But
Those guys up here.
Like, I don't know your circle of.
This is when the internet just totally confuses your brain as a man. Not every guy with money is going to have multiple women. That's what sucks about this red pill space. A lot of you are just reciting what other people have said to you. Watch a couple rap videos, listen to what's going on. Here's the brunt of this space. Majority of you are here are the lames in life. You're the lames. All right, you're the one who was never cool. You're the one that never had the women. So when you come online, you meet guys that are more confident than you, guys that could show a lifestyle, and they start talking their belief system, but their belief system may only work where they are at. And you take on that ideology and you turn around and repeat it. That's what we have now. We have a generation of men that are lacking the experiences that you're talking about online. When it's all said and done, you want a woman to love you. You better have a purpose. You better have a dream. You better have a vision. What do I mean? When that woman sit down with you and she say, what do you do for a living? You say, I'm working on this. I'm doing this, which is going to connect to this. And this is my plan. What are you doing? Oh, you work 80 hours a week? Obviously, me and you won't be in a relationship, but we can mess around though. That's how it is in real life when you're dealing with men who are actually on their purpose. What comes out of her mouth doesn't matter anymore. Most men who are successful are going to go and get them a submissive woman. Why? Because a true submissive woman can only be attracted to a true alpha male. It's too many of you guys out here claiming you're alpha and ain't even got no bass in your voice. You claiming you're alpha, but you're still complaining every day to women about what women are doing. No. You need to stop, buckle in, lock in to what you're going to do in your purpose, and magically, just magically, you'll start seeing a whole bunch of women start throwing themselves in front of you. That's what happens in real life. And that's what a lot of guys who've made it say. They don't say this stuff that people are saying on these debates. Talking about this on debates is clickbaits.
Haram. And then I have multiple boyfriends, but I'm still single, so life is good.
Haram.
Okay.
Haram.
Hi, I'm Sonia Powell. What else do I gotta say? What's my career? I'm a professional whore.
Haram.
My body count's like I don't know, like definitely over the hundreds. I don't know. I stop getting. Why are you moving away from me?
Haram.
You guys have to realize these type of women that we do talk about have existed for a long time. A long time. All right. And the reason why a lot of guys now, and it has became big, is because the new generation of men, you guys have been taught to just be weak. You haven't been taught to be men. Most of these guys are not even playing football. You're not even playing no type of sports. You're literally just sitting at home playing video games, and the video games has alternated your personality. And I could tell by when I go and look at some content that's very popular, be having like 20, 30 million views, a lot of it is weird. Like Mr. Beast, we can understand that, but a lot of this stuff is just bot stuff whenever I go online. And it really shows the brains of people. Even when we sit down and edit these videos, if we edit a certain way, it would get views because it adjusts to the way the brain of people are thinking. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you guys are able to get the message behind the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. And if you want to see like what my life is like outside of YouTube, I have a second channel called Life with Anthony Spade. Link is in the description. That has nothing to do with women. It has strictly to deal with my car club, me and cars, customizing cars, because that's what I'm into. That's my hobby. That's what I love to do. And I say that because a lot of you guys need hobbies. You need something you need to do, including content creators that come online every day and just talk about women all day long and have nothing going on in your life. That's very depressing. Hasta la vista.